What if the most beautiful places on Earth were also some of the deadliest? Across our planet, there are landscapes that look almost unreal. Brilliant blue lakes, endless frozen glaciers, tropical forests, active volcanoes, and mysterious islands. From a distance, they can look like paradise. But step too close, and nature can become something completely different. In these places, there may be boiling water beneath your feet, poisonous gases in the air, predators hiding in the shadows, temperatures cold enough to kill within minutes. And some locations are so extreme that even experienced explorers struggle to survive. Today, we are counting down 15 of the most dangerous places in nature, from places where the Earth seems to be on fire to locations where simply being there can put your life at risk. And stay until number one, because the final destination is one of the strangest and most mysterious natural places on Earth. Let's begin. Hashtag 15. Grand Prismatic Spring, Yellowstone, USA. Deep inside Yellowstone National Park lies one of America's most spectacular natural wonders. The Grand Prismatic Spring looks almost like a giant eye painted across the landscape. Its center glows deep blue while rings of orange, yellow, and red spread around it. But beneath that incredible beauty is water hot enough to cause severe burns almost instantly. The extreme colors come from microorganisms that can survive in temperatures where most life would perish. What looks like a beautiful painting is actually a warning from nature. The ground around thermal features can also be unstable. A single wrong step can send someone into dangerously hot water. That's what makes the Grand Prismatic so fascinating. It looks peaceful, it looks beautiful, but it is not a place where humans are meant to get close. And if boiling water sounds dangerous, imagine entering a forest where the predators are watching you. Hashtag 14. The Sundarbans, India and Bangladesh, spread across the coastal regions of India and Bangladesh. The Sundarbans is one of the largest mangrove forests on Earth. It is also home to one of nature's most powerful predators, the Bengal tiger. These forests are a maze of muddy channels, dense vegetation, and tidal waterways. Saltwater crocodiles move through the rivers while venomous snakes and insects hide among the vegetation. But the greatest fear for many people entering the forest is the tiger. These animals are excellent swimmers and can move almost silently through the mangroves. For fishermen and honey collectors who enter the forest, the danger is very real. And the forest has another enemy, the sea. Cyclones, powerful winds, and sudden tidal surges can transform the landscape in minutes. Here, humans are not in control. We are visitors in someone else's territory. But what happens when the danger isn't hiding in the forest? What if it is waiting hundreds of feet beneath the ocean? Hashtag 13. The Great Blue Hole. Belize. Off the coast of Belize sits a gigantic circular formation surrounded by bright turquoise water. From above, the Great Blue Hole looks almost like a perfect, dark eye staring back from the Caribbean Sea. It stretches hundreds of feet across and descends more than 400 feet beneath the surface. For experienced divers, it is a dream destination. But the deeper you descend, the darker the world becomes. Light disappears, the water becomes colder, and the environment becomes increasingly difficult to navigate. Divers can also face problems such as nitrogen narcosis, disorientation, and difficult underwater conditions. The deeper sections contain ancient limestone formations that make the environment even more challenging. The Great Blue Hole is beautiful from the surface, but beneath that peaceful blue water is a world that can quickly become deadly. And now we're leaving the ocean behind and heading toward a place where the Earth itself is burning. Hashtag 12. Mount Nyiragongo, Democratic Republic of the Congo, hidden near the border of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And Rwanda is Mount Nyiragongo. This volcano is famous for its enormous lava lake. Inside the crater, molten rock can glow red and orange as it moves beneath the surface. But the real danger comes when the volcano erupts. In 2002, lava flowed toward the city of Goma, forcing hundreds of thousands of people to evacuate. Lava can destroy roads, buildings, vehicles, and everything else in its path. And volcanoes don't always give humans much warning. The ground can shake, gases can rise, cracks can appear. Then suddenly, the mountain can come alive. Nyiragongo is a reminder that the planet beneath our feet is still incredibly powerful. But from a world of fire, we now travel to the opposite extreme. A world of ice. Hashtag 11. Rongbuk Glacier. Tibet, near the northern side of Mount Everest, lies the Rongbuk Glacier. It stretches through one of the highest and most extreme environments on Earth. The scenery is breathtaking. The danger is just as extreme. Temperatures can fall far below freezing while powerful winds. And sudden storms can make visibility disappear within minutes. And beneath the snow are deep crevasses. From the surface, they may look like nothing more than small cracks. But underneath can be enormous gaps hidden beneath a thin layer of snow. One wrong step can send a climber into the ice. At extreme altitude, the lack of oxygen creates another serious problem. The human body simply isn't designed to operate normally at these elevations. Here, cold, altitude, wind, and terrain combine into one enormous survival challenge. And if freezing temperatures aren't enough, our next destination brings us to a place where the heat itself can become deadly. Hashtag 10. Danakil Depression. Ethiopia. The Danakil Depression looks like another planet. Bright green pools, yellow sulfur deposits, fused salt plains, steam rising from cracks in the ground, and temperatures that can become brutally hot. This is one of the most extreme environments on Earth. The region contains volcanic activity, acidic pools, and areas where gases emerge from the ground. For an unprepared traveler, heat and dehydration alone can become serious threats. The landscape can be so harsh that it feels almost impossible to believe humans live nearby. Yet the Afar people have survived in this region for generations. Danakil is proof that Earth doesn't need to look like a science fiction movie to feel completely alien. But now let's leave the desert behind, because the next destination belongs to the ocean's most feared predator. Hashtag 9. Shark Alley. South Africa. Along the coast of South Africa lies an area famous for one reason: great white sharks, known as Shark Alley. These waters are part of an important marine ecosystem where sharks hunt seals and other prey. From beneath the surface, the animals can appear almost silently. Then, in an instant, they can accelerate toward their target. Great white sharks are powerful predators capable of incredible bursts of speed. This is also why the region attracts people interested in shark encounters and cage diving. But there is an important difference between watching a predator and becoming its target. The ocean is the shark's environment. You are the visitor. And that is a rule worth remembering, because our next location is so hostile that even almost no animals can survive there. Hashtag 8. McMurdo Dry Valleys. Antarctica is famous for enormous glaciers and endless snow. But the McMurdo Dry Valleys are completely different. Some areas are so dry that they resemble the surface of Mars. There are almost no plants, very little visible life, and almost no precipitation. Extremely powerful winds can sweep across the valleys, stripping away moisture and creating an environment unlike almost anywhere else on Earth. Scientists have studied this region because some of its conditions resemble environments that might exist on Mars. For humans, survival without specialized equipment would be extremely difficult. It is cold, dry, remote, and unforgiving. There are places where nature overwhelms you with life. The dry valleys do the opposite. They overwhelm you with silence. But the next destination is very different. It looks like a lake, yet its chemistry can be incredibly hostile to life. Hashtag 7. Lake Natron. Tanzania. Lake Natron in Tanzania is famous for its strange reddish appearance and highly alkaline water. The environment can be harsh enough to discourage most animals from entering. The lake's chemistry and temperature can be dangerous for creatures that become trapped in the water. When animals die around the lake, Mineral deposits can sometimes leave their remains appearing strangely preserved. It creates an eerie landscape that looks almost frozen in time. Yet there is one animal that repeatedly returns to this hostile environment: the lesser flamingo. Thousands of flamingos can use the area for breeding, taking advantage of conditions that discourage many predators. Lake Natron is a strange reminder that even environments that seem deadly can still support life. But our next location takes danger to an entirely different level. We're heading toward one of North America's most challenging mountains. #6. Denali, Alaska, USA. Denali is the highest mountain in North America. And reaching its summit is not simply a test of strength. It is a test of survival. Temperatures can become dangerously cold. Winds can reach extreme speeds. And at high altitude, there is far less oxygen available than at sea level. Then there are crevasses, avalanches, storms, and rapidly changing weather. A climber can begin the day under clear skies and suddenly find themselves trapped in a violent storm. Some mountaineers turn back only a short distance from their goal because conditions become too dangerous, and that decision can save a life. Denali doesn't need an eruption or a giant predator. The mountain itself is enough. But now we're leaving the frozen peaks and entering one of the most dangerous ecosystems on Earth, the Amazon rainforest. #5. Madidi National Park. Bolivia. Deep in Bolivia lies Madidi National Park, one of the most biologically diverse regions on the planet. Its forests are filled with extraordinary wildlife. But biodiversity also means danger. Venomous snakes, poisonous insects, wild predators, and a dense jungle where losing your direction can become a serious problem. The deeper you go, the harder it becomes to know exactly where you are. In a rainforest, even a short distance from a trail can feel like another world. The jungle doesn't need to chase you. It simply has to make you disappear into it. And after leaving one of the world's hottest and most humid environments, we're about to enter one of the coldest inhabited places on Earth. #4. Oymyakon, Russia. Imagine stepping outside and feeling the air itself attacking your skin. Welcome to Oymyakon. This remote Siberian settlement is famous for some of the coldest temperatures ever recorded in an inhabited place. Temperatures can fall below -80 degrees Fahrenheit during extreme cold spells. At those temperatures, everyday life becomes a survival challenge. Vehicles can be difficult to start. Exposed skin can freeze rapidly. And even simple mistakes can become dangerous. Residents have adapted to the conditions over generations. They know how to dress, how to travel, how to protect their homes, and how to survive temperatures that would overwhelm an unprepared visitor. But cold isn't the only thing that can make a place almost impossible for humans. Our next destination is home to one of the most feared snakes on Earth. #3. Snake Island. Brazil. Far off the coast of Brazil lies an island that has become almost legendary. Ilha da Queimada Grande, better known as Snake Island. The island is home to the golden lancehead, a highly venomous snake found naturally in this isolated environment. Because of the danger, public access to the island is heavily restricted. For scientists and researchers who do have permission to visit, strict safety procedures are essential. The island's isolation allowed its snake population to evolve separately from mainland populations. Today, the island has become one of the world's most famous examples of a place where humans simply do not belong. But if snakes aren't frightening enough, our next destination has something even more powerful: an active volcano. #2. Mount Merapi, Indonesia. Rising above the Indonesian island of Java is Mount Merapi. It is one of the country's most active volcanoes. And when Merapi erupts, it can unleash ash, hot gases, lava, and devastating pyroclastic flows. These fast-moving clouds of hot gas and volcanic material can travel rapidly down the mountain slopes. In 2010, a major eruption caused widespread destruction and killed hundreds of people. Yet communities continue to live near the volcano. For them, Merapi is not simply a mountain. It is part of their history, culture, and daily lives. But there is still one final destination, a place where the danger comes from something as ordinary as water. Except this water is anything but ordinary. #1. Boiling Lake. Dominica. Deep inside Dominica's rugged interior lies one of the world's most remarkable geothermal lakes. Boiling Lake. The name tells you almost everything you need to know. The lake is heated by geothermal activity beneath the Earth's surface, creating an environment where the water can reach extremely high temperatures. Steam rises from the surface. The surrounding landscape is covered with volcanic features, and the entire area feels as though the planet is still being created beneath your feet. Getting close to such an environment can be extremely dangerous without proper guidance and safety precautions. What makes Boiling Lake even more fascinating is the mystery surrounding its changing conditions. The water level and activity can change as geothermal forces beneath the ground shift. It is a powerful reminder that Earth is not a static planet. It is alive, it moves, it heats, it erupts, and sometimes it creates places that seem almost impossible. From scorching lakes and active volcanoes to frozen mountains and predator-filled forests. These locations show us just how powerful nature can be. The most dangerous places on Earth aren't always the places that look frightening. Sometimes the most dangerous places are the ones that look absolutely beautiful. So now I want to know, which of these places would you actually dare to visit? Would you explore a volcanic landscape, dive into a giant underwater hole, walk through a frozen wilderness, or would you stay as far away as possible? Tell us your answer in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into Earth's most dangerous environments, make sure you stay with us, because there are still countless mysterious places around the world waiting to be discovered.